a little Lucy for you today. It's Lucy. I did just wake her up, but she's doing good. She's being happy, and she's doing really good. She's hanging in there. She's walking downstairs by herself now, and she's eating really good. Great. So I just wanted you to see her. I'll let her get back to sleep, but she's doing really good, and you guys are, I believe, the reason she's still here with us, because she was not doing well, and I know that I could feel your prayers and your love, and I know she could too. So I just wanted to show her to you, and I'll let her go back to sleep. She's like really tired. She's actually been sleeping better, but she is still, she's still in recovery mode. She's still on medication and stuff, but she's really doing well. So now she's just standing here. I think she wants to be back up here, but I'll let her be for the time being. Okay, I'm gonna very quickly. I got a few comments telling me to hurry it along. Don't talk so much at the beginning. So I'm gonna hurry, but I want to tell you about a few channels that you might want to check out. The reason I do this is because I got a very clear message from my guides that now is the time for this to be kind of coming to fruition. All of these different readers, all this kind of spirituality kind of bleeding out into the world and into, people's lives, and where one reader may not appeal to you, another reader might. And so it's very important that all of these, that we know who's out there. We know, what they have to offer to us as far as our own practice and our own, our own direction that we're going. So I want to tell you about a few. One is called The Heart of the Chart. That is Karen. She does astrology, and she's very good. She does kind of a mixture of politics and kind of celebrities and things like that. So her channel's very fun. Ellie Dreams Down Under. I think I mentioned her before, but somebody it popped up again, and I'm jealous of you guys because I can watch some videos, but I can't watch all of them, even though I'm dying to see what they said about certain things, but I have to wait until I've read on them. And right now I'm kind of trying to wait till after the election to do any more, politics with like Trump or Biden or things like that. I'm kind of just waiting. So I'm really jealous, but she is fantastic because she has such a command of the cards. She's so good at knowing the upright and, reversed ways to read the cards. And then she uses her own intuition, but she's such a command of the cards. And so, that's Ellie Dreams Down Under from Australia. And then there's Roger Ansanelli. Someone asked me to promote his YouTube channel. I think I had done his website before, but he has a YouTube channel. So check him out as well. Now, Gary Champion, psychic medium, you'll love him. And I think you'll like actually all of these, because I've checked them out to some degree, some more than others, just because of what they do. But Gary Champion, he's a little more like what I do. He doesn't really work with cards. At least I haven't seen him do anything with tools of any kind. He does a lot of psychometry, so he'll hold objects. He has one fascinating video you guys have to check out, and I'm going to try it today with my husband and see what happens, because I've never tried it. And psychometry is something that I have had happen to me when I wasn't, I wasn't trying to do it, but it just kind of happened. So I'm wondering if it's a skill I could hone. And this is how this is. You just kind of have to try and see what happens. Sometimes it comes very naturally. Sometimes it's just not your thing. So I'm going to go and do what he did today, he didn't do it today, but he did it a while ago. And he went through a graveyard and touched the headstones and would just say what would come to him about the different people in the cemetery. And what he explained was that he didn't they don't hang out there. They don't hang out at the cemetery. But what he would do was decide what cemetery he was going to, let the people know he was going to be there, and then they would come when he was there. So it is fascinating. So you guys have to at least watch that video. And like I said, I'm going to go try it today just because that's what I do. And I'm like, can I do that? I don't know. I've never tried it. Maybe I could, so I'll see what happens. And I'm very, very honest and clear about what I can and cannot do. So if nothing happens, I'll say, nothing happened. It was weird. I have gotten things at cemeteries before. I've been led to different headstones before. I was led to, in New Orleans, we went in a cemetery and I was led to certain gravestones. People just kind of pulling me over to their gravestones, and then their name would be the name that I was hearing. Because they'd say, and I don't get names usually ever for anything. And in that cemetery, I kept getting names, which was really odd. So I want to try it, and I'll let you know what happens. It may be, nothing happens, but maybe something will. So I'll let you know. Okay, so then, I also had Michelle brought to my attention. Is it Michelle? I think it was Michelle. And also Karen. Karen? Right. I can't remember, you guys. No. Queens Avenue Tarot. The woman from Queens Avenue Tarot, and then Michelle, those two people separately, told me about Celestial Kris Tarot. And that is a young man who is deaf. And he has the most unique way of reading the cards I've ever seen. It's completely done with intuition. And he pulls, the cards kind of fall out, and he kind of puts them in place and knows what they mean by their place. It's really interesting. So he's very, charming, I guess, has a really nice personality, and Gary Champion as well is a great personality. I kind of am I like the personality of the person does kind of have to resonate with me to be a channel I would go back to again and again and again. And it's not like they have a bad personality. It's just that, how you have that kind of, just like it resonates with you for whatever reason. Maybe it reminds you of somebody or, Gary Champion reminds me of, he's from Texas, but he reminds me of all my family in the Midwest. He has kind of an accent, and he has very soft, calm way of speaking, and he's just an unlikely psychic medium. So I'm really excited for you to check him out. So I want to thank everybody who sent me all of those people. And lastly, a friend Iris, who is a subscriber at our channel, her mom is in a nursing home in Salem, Virginia. They've had a very severe outbreak of COVID. She would like us to pray for her mom. She is 95 years old. So if you can keep her in your prayers, in your meditation, sending love and light and prayers to Iris's mom, she's 95 years old. So please send love and light to her, okay? And to Iris as well. She's very worried. And to the nursing home, because they're having a difficult outbreak right now to the staff in the nursing home. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is a little bit different. I'm just going to kind of open up and tell my guides to let us know everything we need to know between now and the election, and including the election, what's going to happen. As you know, we have our free will, so things can change, things can happen that we don't see or whatever. But I'm going to ask for at least what we can see from now, what's most likely to happen, and what we can kind of, the highest probability of happening, and things that they know about that we don't know about that are happening behind closed doors, like I always do. And I'm sure they'll take me kind of in and out of different people as I've asked them to come in and help. I'm just kind of wanting to know just anything that would help us to know, that we may need to know as we get closer to the election, that might help us as we go forward, because my guides are very aware that we're all very nervous and very worried and concerned about what's happening in our country. So And with that, I will just remind you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will remind you to go to intuitiview.com. I opened up a few dates for readings. When they're gone, they're gone. I'm sorry to say I'm only one person. I can't do, but I will tell you that to go to my sister's channel at cardvoyant.com at Kris. She's wonderful. She reads for me. She's read for me for years, and for Cassie. So she's great. And also Cassie's blog at medium.com. Cassie Carey, she has a new article out, so you might be interested. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Okay. All right. So let me just get started. I'm going to start kind of just from what my guides would like us to know from here, and just kind of let it kind of flow. Just whatever comes into my head, I'm just going to let you guys know what's coming. At all costs, I just heard at all costs, Trump wants to get back to, I guess I should say at any cost. Trump wants to get back to doing rallies at any cost. He doesn't, his staff and the people around him, he doesn't care what happens, who gets, he's determined no matter what to get back on the road, back to doing rallies. They're taking some precautions, but a lot of his staff, people around him, know that he just doesn't care. Getting reelected is the most important thing to him. He's been threatened by, and I should say, actually, this is for entertainment purposes only, just so I don't get dinged for anything or anything like that. But he's been threatened by people that he owes things to, owes favors to, or owes money to. He's scared. He believes that his even his very life would be in danger if he doesn't win. That may or may not be true. I feel like a lot of it is empty threats, but his own paranoia as well. He's very worried and very scared. If he doesn't win, he won't forgive his supporters. In fact, he'll be more angry at them than he will be at the people who were against him, more than the Democrats, because they're doing what they're supposed to do, but his supporters are supposed to help him. They're supposed to allow him to get in and be president, and if they don't do that, they didn't do their job, and he will never forgive them. I just saw an explosion. There's an explosion. I feel like it's I feel like it's planned. I don't feel like it's an accident. I feel like it's a planned explosion. I feel like this has to do with Trump supporters. I don't know where this is. I feel like it's, I want to say the south, like east, but I'm not positive about that. I feel like I'm being pulled down though. That's why I'm thinking the south or that area. This, to me, it feels like it may or may not happen. I do feel like this is a group, though, that the FBI is watching and has been watching. It's separate from Michigan. It's not that group. It's a different group. Something about making a mark. Make your mark with them. So I feel like they are trying to make a mark of some kind and make their mark. They also want to show Trump they support him. There aren't many supporters left on like a national scale, but the ones that are left are extreme. They're extremists. But there aren't that many left in comparison to the rest of the population. It's a small segment. They're very worried he's not going to get in, but they have faith that he will. They're very, a lot of them are very, very religious. In a very empty way, very, they don't really, they just kind of repeat and have the same views they've had their whole lives, that they've heard their parents say, and some of them don't even like go to church on Sunday. It's just like stuff that they've regurgitated. Ooh, I feel really dizzy right now. Something's wrong with Junior. Something's wrong with Junior. He's afraid. He's reaching it's like he's hit a break, or he's hitting a breaking point. He's not doing well. Something's wrong. I don't know if it's like a psychological break, mental break, physical break. I'm not sure what this is, but it's like he's not doing well. He's very down. He's very worried about the future. He's worried. He doesn't like seeing his dad being put down and made to look like a fool. It's scary to him. But he's very worried, and the relationship he has is not good. It's very there's nothing to it. It's very empty, and he's very disillusioned with what his life has become. He's looking at ways his life could have been different at different points. It's like he's going over things that where he went wrong, where he could have done things differently. And then he'll kind of like snap out of it, be like, he'll hear his dad's voice in his head, and try to snap back into that kind of unfeeling, uncaring jerk. But he's nervous, he's worried, he's scared of what's happening. He doesn't know how to he's not equipped to handle it. He doesn't know how to handle this. The other siblings are doing better. They're scrambling. They're deciding what's next, where to moving money around, deciding where I could go, what I could do. If this happens, if that happens, they're in a planning mode. He's not. He's in a mode of being very depressed and worried. He's not. He can't hold it together. What that means. William Barr is worried. This is not. He doesn't think he can save this. He doesn't think he can do it. He's trying to think of everything. He's trying to put pressure on the right people, but he's losing. He doesn't feel like he can do anything. He's going to pretend to try, and he's going to try. He has to hide things. They're going to hide things. That's what he's going to put his energy into, is hiding things from the future administration rather than trying to push to get Trump back in. There's a plan to do some court cases, but he's even unsure that Trump will be close enough in the polls to, or in the, in the election to do anything. The polls are too, they're not narrowing like he thought that they would. He knows Trump's unstable. He's worried about his stability. Barr is not well. He doesn't feel well, and he doesn't feel hopeful for the future, for his future. He's worried. A lot of people scrambling. A lot of people trying to figure out what's next. A lot of young people scrambling. Someone's going downhill. Someone that has COVID is going downhill fast. There may be a passing before the election. I feel like this person is, I don't know who this is, and I think they are part of the people that got COVID. I'm not sure that someone is close to passing. They may pass before the election. The election is going to be, it's going to go to Biden. This did not have to happen this way. This, at every turn we had points to get rid of Trump, but we do have to do it. We do have to turn out and vote, and we have to do it. If we decided tomorrow, nobody's voting or whatever, he would stay in place. But we have to do this. And it's part of the, it's part of us learning that we need to be more involved in choosing our leaders, involved in choosing who we trust to lead us and to make policies and things like that. It's part of this lesson. And it is, we have to learn this now because we need to save ourselves. So much is going to change in the next few years. There's going to be a lot of changes. And we have to stay engaged. We have to make our leaders do what we want them to do. Understand that there is a lot of spirit energy here on the earth right now, but they cannot make us do things. They can support us in our decisions. And right now, with so much spirit energy here, the goodness and the kindness and the loving nature of people, when that is expressed, it has a flow that is helped to be carried along by spirit energy. That's what that does. But it has to come from us because we're in a realm, in the earthly realm, where things need to come from us. But it is helped along as soon as it flows from us. Spirit energy helps it flow and keep flowing. What Trump is doing is not supported by spirit energy, and that's what that means. I've always I understand it and not understand it at the same time. So I'm glad they have expressed what that is. And I feel so weird right now, you guys, and I'm just going to explain it because that's what I do, right? That's part of what I do. But I feel very, very lightheaded, but I almost feel like I'm floating. It feels very, very strange. I have to say, I've never had this happen before. And I think it's just because I'm staying in this mindset for such a long time. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to ask them to take us to election day. They're talking about again, I've had this before, but they want me to say again, there's going to be a big betrayal to Trump. It's something that is, it almost feels destined in a way. If it came to this, This person is, it feels like a big, it feels very personal to me. And like I said, it throws Trump off. It throws him off. He's surprised and is shocked at the betrayal. The election will be, it will go more quickly than we think. It will be more swift than we think, than people are saying now. It will be more apparent than we think on even election day. The only person who will be willing to kind of fight is Trump and people very close to Trump. He's not... he doesn't want to give up, and to make him happy, there's a few, I think, cases that go forward, but they don't go anywhere. He's hoping to put things into the Supreme Court, but they don't go far enough. They're stopped in the lower courts. The writing is on the wall. Trump is humiliated and furious, and he blames his own supporters and the people around him. They didn't protect him. They didn't help him. He already now is threatening people, and when it happens, he lashes out, I'll make sure you never work. I'll make sure you can't get a job. He resorts to his just anger and bullying, and he's afraid. He's scared of what he is going to have to go through because of all of the things he's done that will come out eventually. Money he's taken, favors he's given, it's all going to come out. He's going to try to hide things, but it's going to come out. Countries are already turning their back on Trump. They're trying to learn more about Biden and who he is and about his people. They're already trying to kind of help. When we will understand how our elections they're trying to interfere with elections, trying to do things to our elections. It's our FBI is, and some of the CIA, and I see some because there's some that are not on board, but I feel like they're the ones that are doing it anyway to help preserve the United States. Our allies, France, England, Germany, they'll have helped in securing our elections, making sure they were fair. This will be written in history books. People will gather and sing outside the White House. Hey, 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 goodbye. People will gather and sing outside the White House, telling Trump joyously, but also angrily, to get out of our house. The holidays will be very bittersweet, but people will be joyfully partaking in the holidays. It will be a time of remembering people that were lost. A lot of stories. We're going to hear a lot of stories. There'll be some kind of a gathering. I feel like there'll be some kind of gathering of some kind that will happen. And I feel like it will be future President Biden that will kind of lead this. It's some kind of remembrance, something, but I feel like it takes place over the holidays, which is strange. I know he won't be in yet, but it seems like there's something that takes place over the holidays to kind of commemorate everybody that was lost. People that are still sick, people that are still losing their lives. But it will be a time of celebration and joy. We'll pick up the pieces when the new administration comes in quicker than we think. It will be a very hard time for the nation and our, I was going to say our guides, but you know, my guides are what's speaking, but I feel like it is our guides, are hopeful that we don't close the chapter too soon, that we don't just get back to work, that we don't just turn our back on what happened the last 4 years, that we look at it, we face it, we deal with it, we forgive, and that there are consequences. That's very important that there are consequences, not punishment, consequences. Not, you know, it's like revenge. It's not revenge. It's consequences to these actions so that in the future the consequences are laid down. It won't happen again. Otherwise, we can repeat it. But we have to get on a new track because we're going to be moving into a completely new phase of our existence. It is extremely important right now we connect with one another. We are loving and kind to one another. We show each other a level of understanding and patience, kindness. Our guides are here for us. They do care. This is a very, very significant time to be on the earth. We've chosen to be here. This did not have to be exactly as this has been. But it was an outcome. It was a scenario that was explained to us that could happen. We knew. Okay, guys, so I feel like that's it. I feel like it's all I can do right now. I feel like I have been, I've been drained of energy. I do. I feel really, really lightheaded and really, like I need to stop. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. I'll have to go back and listen to it because I don't know all that I've said, but hopefully it was helpful. I will probably be back on again this week, and with anything that comes out. I know we didn't talk about the Supreme Court. As I said, whether she gets on or not, I'm not really worried about it for some reason. I'm not sure why. We can address that next time. Yeah, so please subscribe, hit the like button, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Be kind. Bye. Bye, guys.